me to always have grown up in mixed crowds and mixed areas and mixed schools, and then my church was diverse, so I was always been intertwined with everything. But to go to Grambling and just to be around just predominantly just black people, um, it was a culture shock at first. You know what I mean? Because it was like I'm used to just hanging out with everybody. You know what I mean? So it was a culture shock for me, but I easily adjusted to it, and like I miss it. Like it was the best years. It was some of the best years and best times of my life. It was some of the best years of my life. Just the atmosphere, just the smell of being in the South, just the people, what they brought from their lives. You know what I mean? Just different walks of life. So I mean, the HBCUs are very necessary. My grandmother, she grew up in Louisiana, Lake Providence, Louisiana, and she actually wanted to go to Grambling, and this is when Grambling was just a 2-year teachers college.
Oh, okay.
It was just a 2 years teacher college. It wasn't even a university at that time, and she wanted to go, but all she needed was $100 to go, and she didn't even have $100 to go. You know what I mean? So I felt like it was my duty and my right to make sure that I upheld that. You know what I mean? Because she never went, but she always wanted to, never had the opportunity to. So I make sure I upheld that. So I mean, HBCUs are very necessary because at one point that was all that we had. Like, we couldn't go to the Ivy Leagues. We couldn't go, to the white schools. So this is what we had to empower ourselves. So they're very necessary. We still need them.
Right. Yeah. So when we talk about, and I don't want to keep harping on, Erykah Badu, but I know I know she's a huge influence of yours. So
you know me.
I know. and I know that's influenced your music. So I have a question for you. And actually, I asked this question to Taylor Mallory in the first season. Hey Taylor, and because he's such a creative artist, excuse me, and I know that you are too. Mm-hmm. So how do you feel? Like, is there a line between being inspired by someone or paying homage to someone versus straight up style jacking, just biting, their stuff? Right. Is there a line, or where do you draw the line if there is one?
I think there is a line. I think there definitely is a line that you have to draw, and I definitely had to learn that as I grew in my artistry. I definitely had to learn that because at one point I don't want to say it was jacking, but I was very inspired. Very inspired by the Badu-ism.
Right.
If you will. I was very inspired. You know what I mean? Like, I would study. I would watch YouTube, and I would just study, and I would study, just how she walked on stage, how she looked at the crowd, how she picked up the tea, how she put down the tea, how she, just everything, just studied everything. You know what I mean? So at one point it was like, I had to, when I started to look at playbacks of myself, and I was like, oh, okay, like that looks exactly like her. You know what I mean? Like that move, or so I definitely had to find that line, how to, still use that inspiration that she's giving me, and still just add my own. You know what I mean? And what I had to do was I had to really just stop watching artists, stop watching people in general. I didn't for a long time. I didn't go to other people's shows. I know that sounds bad, but I didn't go to other people's shows because I didn't want to be inspired or be influenced.
Right.
I was, you know what I mean? So I had to really just stop looking at everybody and just kind of just focus on me and kind of own my craft and watch myself in the mirror and see how I move and really study how I move and how I am on stage and make sure that I'm not, stealing in the way. So I think there is a fine line, but I think, like when you're growing up and, you're really inspired by somebody and that's all that you see, that's what you know. But I feel like we all are inspired by different artists. I feel like Erthe is inspired by Shaka Khan and I don't know who, D'Angelo, Smokey Robinson, you know what I mean? So we're all inspired by somebody, but I think we just have to just add our own flavor, our own twist to it.
Right.
So, yeah.
Gotcha. So we're going to be listening to a few songs from Erthe on the show. Excuse me. And we are going to check out first a song of his. It was actually one of the first songs that I saw Erthe perform live. And it's called When I Get My Money. Can you tell us a little bit about, where the inspiration came from that? I mean, I guess the title is kind of self-explanatory, but but the storyline behind it and what gave you that idea?
So it was originally a group song that I did. I was in this group back in college called Lyrical Quest, and we would do open mics every week. We would do open mics every week, and we would sometimes do original music. We would sometimes do covers, but it was just a group of poets and singers, and I mean, we had dancers and actors. We had everything. It was a really big performing out thing on campus. So basically, it was a group thing. So I wrote the lyrics one night in one of the study halls in the dorm. So we were in there because this was our final show. This was actually my final show at Grambling, and then at Lyrical Quest. So it was a special show for me. So we sat in one of the study halls and just kind of just wrote. You know what I mean? Like I kind of just came up with it in probably 5-6 hours. We sat in there, and then somebody had a poem to go to it, and then I had, some singers, and I had 2 other people on guitar, so it was like a really big thing. So that's really how the song got started. I already had the guitar riff, but I didn't have any lyrics. So once I sat down with them, we wrote it out, and then I went home and recorded it, and then so the rest is history. It kind of just took off from there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that was the inspiration behind it.
Okay.
I mean, that's how it started, but the inspiration, of course, is, just when I get my money right. You know what I mean? Like, when I get the money that I, can live comfortably with and don't have to worry about bills and all that, this is what I would do when I get my money right.
Right, which is what I think all of us can relate to. We're all waiting on that day. Right. We can have that money, we can say, I'm good. Like, you almost forget when, payday is. Like, when's payday? Like, did I get paid today? Oh,
exactly,
I didn't notice.
Exactly.
So let's check out.
That's my affirmation.
Okay, that works. Let's steal that one. Okay, so let's check out the first song that we have here by Erthe. Take a short little break real quick, and we'll be right back after you hear When I Get My Money. Be right back.
Shop till I drop real wine diamond chains, and I travel the world as freely as I wanna, smelling good aromas from Italy and Roma. But that's when I get my money. That's when I get my money right. That's when I get my money, that way, when I get my money right, I'll have a house down in New Orleans and a condo in Chicago, a little dip off out in London. That's when I get my money right. Oh, and then I'm gonna pay Sally Mae, and I'm gonna get my credit on track. Be sipping wine while I play the playback. That's when I get my money. When I get my money right. When I get my money. When I get my money right. When I get my money. When I get my money right.
That was Erthe St. James with When I Get My Money. You are tuned in to Support the Dope Radio. So real quick, I just want to mention while we were listening to this song, we have Sean and Tracy who have logged in on Spreaker that say hello to you, Erthe. They say that they're tuned in, family. Is exactly what they said. So if you guys are listening and you do want to leave a message for Erthe or have a question for him, hit us up on Spreaker.com or the Spreaker app, and we'll chat with you for a little bit. So thank you, Sean and Tracy, for tuning in. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Sean. Thank you. Thanks, Tracy.
Yeah, so we are going to... Time is flying by. Or do you know half the show is gone already? What is up with that? Yeah, half the show. Yeah. Time flies when you're having fun. I know. I was like, I feel like we should have a whole nother, 50 minutes to go, but I guess not.
Right.
So moving right along then. Before the show, I actually contacted a couple of friends of yours. Friends of ours, I guess I should say. Actually, season 1 guests, and I kind of wanted to find out from them what they would ask you if they were on the show. So, you ready for their questions?
Yeah.
First one is from our girl Crystal Metcalf. Hey, Crystal.
What's up, Chris?
She asked if you could form a superhero musical group, who would you include and why?
Superhero musical group.
Mm-hmm.
Like local artists or
whoever you want. She didn't give any stipulations. So local artists, national artists, dead or alive. She didn't say. So you're free to pick whoever you want. No pressure.
Okay. Right. Oh. Because it's so many. I don't want to say.
Right. I understand.
Here all night.
People ask me to what's my favorite song, and it's like they've asked me the question of the century, and I'm like, could you give me an hour?
Wow. Amy Winehouse.
Nice.
Man, Amy. Luther Vandross.
Mm-hmm. Big Luther or Little Luther?
Baby, both of them. They both was killing. Baby, big Luther gave you the ooze, but Little Luther gave you the moves. He stayed for you. So both was very necessary. Man, of course Badu, she had to be in there. Right now, Anderson .Paak will have to be on the team. 3 Stacks. Man, so many.
Yeah.
So many.
Okay, how's that, Crystal?
So many.
Okay. So.
And then locally, it's just, I don't even want to go into that. Go ahead. I don't want to get in trouble.
Well, it's kind of dangerous, but I don't want you to do it.
It's very dangerous, so never mind.
We will touch on that a little bit later. That's because I have a surprise for you later, Erthe, that I did not tell you about, but that's going to be fun. So before I get to the second season 1 guest, I had a question for you. We'll do that a little bit later. Let's talk a little bit about your live shows, because I try to go to as many of your live shows as I can, because I think that you have your live shows are always very professional. You have a very good command over your band. You have a very clear idea and direction of what you want to do, where you want to take your band, when you want someone to play, when you want someone to stop playing. It all seems very seamless. You have a band that you called the Earth Tones, which I think is dope. Yeah. Earth St. James and the Earth Tones. How are they formed? Oh
man, the Earth Tones have been through. I don't want to say lots of transitions, but some transitions. Mm-hmm. I'll start with my the longest person I've been with. My keys, my keyboard player Tremaine Love. I met him when I was still in high school. I met him at a church actually, and then he started playing for this organization that I was part of, and it kind of just grew from there. He said he liked what I did, and we kind of stick together. So yeah, I've known him probably 10 plus years. So he's the longest person. Probably not even before it was called the Erthe Tones, he was, just playing for me. So Tremaine Love, and then we have Anthony Stevens on drums. And I met Anthony Stevens through Aniba Hotep and the Soul Collective, another group based here in Chicago.